Hello, everybody. Welcome to the week 9 of our tutorial session. In this video, we are only going to focus on the problems 8 and 11, and you have another video for the rest of the problems. There are bits in both questions 8 and 11, which we are going to discuss into further details in the class, but here we are going to solve all the calculations. So question number 8 states, the table above gives us the costs and benefits of a firm operating under perfect competition. Its activities create a certain amount of pollution. Assume that the cost of this pollution to society can be accurately measured. And under A, we are asked, what is the profit maximizing level of output for this firm? So in the perfect competition, profit is maximized when marginal revenues are equal to marginal costs, and marginal revenues are also equal to price under perfect competition. So this will help us to determine the profit maximizing output. So we are looking for the point where marginal revenues are equal to price and are equal to marginal cost. So in this table, we are given the price column, which is column number 2, and the marginal cost column, which is column number 3. So we are looking at the number where they are equal, so that would be 100. So our marginal revenues and marginal costs are 100, and the output, the quantity output equal to 100, where marginal revenues and marginal costs are 100, is 7. So our profit maximizing output in terms of units would be 7. Question B is, what is the socially efficient level of output? So socially efficient level of output would be the one where marginal social benefits are equal to marginal social costs. So marginal social benefits are equal to marginal social costs. Our marginal social benefits are again given by price in the column 2, and our marginal social costs are given in the last column of our table. So we are again, as in the previous, as in under A, we are looking at the rows where those two are equal. So we have marginal social cost of 100 here, and then marginal social cost of 100 here, and the corresponding the rows in this table are not really straight.
My bad. I drew them. My bad.
So this would be the row. So the corresponding quantity to where marginal social costs is 100 and marginal social benefit is 100 is 5. So quantity here is 5. And then finally, question C is, why might the marginal pollution cost increase in the way this example illustrates? We are going to discuss this part of the question further in class, but essentially it might be because the environment might be less able to cope with additional amounts of pollution. So we are moving on to the question 11. And question 11 states, assume that a firm discharges waste into a river. As a result, the marginal social costs are greater than the firm marginal private costs. The following table shows marginal cost, marginal social cost, average revenue, and marginal revenue vary with output. Question under A is, how much will the firm produce if it seeks to maximize profits? So we are looking at the point again where marginal revenues are equal to marginal costs. So marginal revenues are equal to marginal costs. And our marginal costs are the second row in the table, and the last row is marginal revenue. So the point where they are equal is when both marginal costs and marginal revenues are 27, and the quantity corresponding to this is 5 units of output. So question B asks, what is the socially efficient level of output, assuming no externalities on the demand side? Socially efficient level of output would be where marginal social costs are equal to average revenues. So average revenues is equal to marginal social cost. And we're again looking in our table where actually marginal social costs, which is the third row of the table, are equal to average revenues, which is the penultimate row of the table. So that would be where both average revenue and marginal social costs are 42, and the corresponding output would be 4 units. So then the next question is, how much is the marginal external cost at this level of output? So marginal external cost is the difference between marginal social cost and marginal private cost. And we are looking at the last level of output, so we are looking at marginal social cost and marginal private cost when the quantity is 4. When the quantity is 4, marginal private costs are 25 and marginal social costs are 42. So we have 42 minus 25, which is equal to 17. So our marginal external cost would be 17 pounds. Then the next question would be, what size tax would be necessary for a firm to reduce its output to the socially efficient level? So here we are looking at the difference between marginal revenues and marginal costs at 4 units. So marginal cost would be 25, whereas marginal revenues at this point would be 30. So it would be 30 minus 25, so the amount of tax would be 5. That is required for a firm to reduce its output to socially efficient level. And then we have question E, why is tax less than the marginal externality? We are going to discuss this question more in details in the class, but it's essentially because firm has a market power. And then we have question G, which states, question F, which states, why might it be equitable to impose a lump sum tax on this firm? And this might be because the firm is not paying the full amount of externality that it is imposing on the society. But we are going to discuss this particular answer into more details in the class. And finally, we have a question under G. So why will a lump sum tax not affect the firm's output, assuming that in long run, the firm can still make at least normal profit? So again, this particular part of the question we are going to discuss into more details in the class, but essentially it's because the lump sum tax will go towards the firm's fixed costs. So that would be it for this video, and hope you enjoyed it, and see you in class.